Hi, welcome to Animal Wellness. I'd like to take you through a journey to learn about some really neat health-giving tricks that you can use on your family, your dogs and your partner and your kids. This is Mr. Ziggy. Mr. Ziggy, good boy. So Mr. Ziggy, sit, good boy. Oh, he's got all his tricks. Mr. Ziggy was a bit of a handful for my friend when she first got him. So there's a few basic things that we have discovered that you can use to help calm your dog, to help train them, to get them started. Just behind the neck here is a point called gallbladder 20. But just here, thank you Mr. Ziggy, there is an area at the top of the head, Mr. Ziggy, sit here. So where the frontal bones meet the sagittal crest here is a Y, kind of like that. If you take your finger and you massage that point backwards, it's a very calming point. And it also helps control, see? So yawning is actually a sign that the dog is thinking about the calming. And also it can be a way of communicating to other people. There's a good boy. But you can do both points. You can do the governor vessel 20, which is an acupuncture point located there. And you can do the gallbladder 20, which are two acupuncture points behind the neck. So there's Mr. Ziggy. When we teach our animal massage course, we teach the students to massage greyhounds to get them to be nice and calm. There are a few other tricks that you can use to help calm your dog. We manufacture and put together our essential oil spray. This calming spray has several ingredients. Chamomile and lavender are two of the essential ones, and we do use a bit of a citrus blend in that as well. So we do find that most animals, including cats, will respond fairly well to a light spray in the room and on the towel that we use to have them sit. So that allows dogs who have 300 times more aroma sensation in their noses than the humans do. And you generally find that if you can do the governor vessel points and the gallbladder points, that they will settle. So right now I'm feeling the bladder meridian along the dog's spine, which is about 3 sun, which is a Chinese measurement, which is a thumb basically, either side of the dorsal spinous processes along the spine. So that's a fairly good diagnostic way of finding trigger points and areas that are a bit tight or a little bit subluxated, according to the chiropractic term, or an area that needs a bit of work. So just here I can feel a little bit that's slightly up, and he's up. The other thing that you can do when you've got the dog nice and calm is you can check out the oral cavity, because that's quite important. Dogs will sometimes break teeth and the owners will not be aware of that at all, and that can be a chronic source of pain and also a source of infection. So we're just going to see how Ziggy goes with that. Thank you, Ziggy. We're going to have a little look. There you are. So you can see that Ziggy's got pretty good teeth, but he is developing some calculus and plaque on the buccal surface or the outside of those canine teeth. That isn't an area that self-cleans very well, so we usually get the owners to brush those areas after they've had a scale and polish to keep them nice and healthy. So that's something that Ziggy's owner can learn how to do. So then we look at the incisors and we look here. So you can just see that little bit of brown staining on that part. Now when you're examining the teeth, you don't have to open the mouth so much, but you have to get them used to you looking. So the dog should actually have, this is the 4th premolar, and so 1, 2 and 3 is missing on this guy on that side. So we actually should have a little look at that. 1, 2, 3 and 4 on this side. So there seems to be an issue here. He may not have been born with one though. Some dogs are naturally missing a tooth on that area. So it's always good to have a look at that. So here is a point at the elbow. It helps to move the limb around so you can feel it. So where this end of this elbow goes here, this point is called large intestine 11. It's a useful point for any allergies, sinus infection, as it is a large intestine related to lung, it can also help with skin. In Chinese medicine, the lung meridian and the large intestine meridian are husband and wife, or brother sister, so they work with each other. And the lung meridian in Chinese medicine is responsible for skin health. So the outside of the skin is also seen as an extension of the lung. So he's doing all the right things now. So this is also a calming point for the head. So that is large intestine 11. So when we teach the animal massage course, we find that you really only need to learn about 20 acupuncture points and what they do to be able to help the pet. So my thumb, my left thumb, this one, is moving over to large intestine 4. So this point, because we're using acupressure, you don't have to be so accurate as to where it is. I will show you on myself where that point is. When we do humans, you get the human to put the thumb flat like this, and there's a hump or a mound, and you push that in, and this point here is large intestine 4. It's the master point for headaches and any pain up around here. This meridian runs like this, up to the 11 point that I've just shown you, up around here, and it ends at the other side of the nose. So any pain that's along that area, this is dental pain on there, will be helped with that point. So if you actually have some dental pain on this side, you might find that the other side would work. So again, in humans, make a thumb like that, there is your mound, push in the mound, and you're pushing towards there. Now, because dogs walk on these digits and their thumbs, good boy, their thumbs are vestigial, they're called the dew claws. The acupuncturists in the Chi Institute in the University of Florida have decided that this point here is actually more in here, so it's moved over more towards this finger, which is fine, because if you're using acupressure, you don't have to be as fine as if you're putting a needle in. I do find that acupuncture, using the fine filiform needles, is very much an art of being able to feel things. Acupuncture points are in a valley, they're in a hole. So where I feel it is where I end up putting the needle. The other aspect of doing your acupressure is that the amount of pressure that you put in a point is very dependent on the animal and the point. So if you're trying to calm the dog, you will use a fair bit of pressure, and you will also massage it backwards. That's because the governor vessel meridian runs from the top of the tail all the way forward to the end of the nose and just ends inside the philtrum underneath the top lip. So by using the acupuncture meridian and making it move forward, you would make the animal more awake. But if you want it to be calm, less awake, you will massage it backwards, like that. So that's how that particular governor vessel meridian works. So we've got two meridians now. We've got the large intestine meridian and we've got the governor vessel meridian, and we touched a bit on the bladder meridian.